Since I was a kid, what I've been interested in was how to actually earn a living from something that I made myself. So I started out, I actually made handmade pot holders when I was in grade school and went around the neighborhood selling them. And my parents found out and they were so embarrassed they made me go and give all the money back. So my parents wouldn't let me go to art school. They insisted I go to college. I could be an art teacher if I wanted. And it didn't occur to me until like 30 years later that I could have worked my way through art school, but I didn't. And I didn't paint for like 30 years. I wove, I did a lot of quilting, wearables. The first year I did was Hyde Park Square with hand-woven clothing. That was about 15 years ago. And I was doing quilting. I was actually dyeing the pieces of fabric and sewing them together to try to make it look like a portrait. And I thought, surely it would be easier to paint. And it isn't, but I find it more interesting. I never get tired of painting. I just never run out of ideas. I originally started out in acrylics I guess it was about 7 years ago. And it took me about 3 years before I got up the nerve to go to the art academy and take portrait classes. But that taught me a lot. And since then, it's just been, you just have to paint all the time to get any better. And to actually make a living with your art, it takes there's a lot of business side to it. You know, a lot of artists, they paint what they want and hope someone will buy it. And I've been working with SCORE, the retired businessman that counsels startup businesses. And he kind of taught me to paint for a specific audience. So when I came up with the idea of the ABCs of Cincinnati, because I knew that Cincinnati landscape sold really well, so I thought that this was something people would like. And it's the first idea I've had that's actually paid off. I have signed and numbered limited edition prints of this. It's limited to 500. I did an earlier version which was poster, but this one I came up with different pictures on almost all of them, changed some of the letters around. But what I've heard from people about my paintings of people is they make them happy to look at them, and there's always something funny going on in them. I had one critic looked at them and he said, "There's something in your paintings. What is it? What is it? There's sarcasm in them." And I'm like, oh my God, I've gotten in trouble for my sense of humor my whole life, and now it's coming out in my paintings. I can't help it.